What's going on, everybody? So today we've decided to venture out from the house and into the garden. We are on a national lockdown, so we thought we'd go on a bit of an adventure, if this constitutes that. And what I'm going to be doing today is showing you guys how to make your videos more dynamic and more engaging through a couple of simple techniques. I'm going to be talking you guys through three principles. Firstly being coverage, secondly being camera angles, and thirdly camera movement. We're going to use Kirsten over here, and she's going to be our subject matter as she does a bit of yoga. As a side note, I've chosen to shoot these clips completely handheld and pretty much only using the camera to attempt to emulate the conditions that somebody who's just starting out might be under, where they don't have any stabilizers or gimbals or support gear. They might only have a cell phone or a very basic entry-level camera, and you can use these techniques with that very limited amount of equipment. Can you hear the ducks? Okay, so what I did there is I started using something called coverage. So what that is it's taking the same scene that's happening but covering it from different angles, hence the word coverage. So as you could tell, I didn't sit with one stationary position of the camera. However, I kept on moving, and here I used the principles of different types of frames, or rather different types of shots. So I used wide shots, I used tight shots, I used super close-ups, and then I also started using some really basic camera movement, but I was very aware of how I was moving my body in relation to the camera. So typically the technique that I use is I plant my legs and I use that as my anchor point, and then I will either lean to the left or lean to the right, or what I'll do is I'll just move my upper body around as opposed to trying to walk, because when you walk you start creating some drastic jump. Okay, here's a monkey. Let me see if I can get this guy. So I got the monkey footage, which I'm pretty stoked about, but we are getting demolished by mosquitoes and it's pretty loud out here. We're right next to a road, so we're gonna head back inside and I'll pick up where we left off. The monkeys got into the house. They destroyed the plant.
Did they get your bananas?
Scavengers.
They probably
So I'm sitting outside and we do have a road here, so cars come by now and then. There's someone mowing their lawn out there as well. But on the plus side, you get to hear the birds, I guess. So I'll try to talk around the noise of the vehicles coming past to try and keep the audio as clean as possible. So the last thing I mentioned was moving your body in relation to the camera. So trying to keep a tight pivot point and then moving at your hips and your legs so that your upper body doesn't move. So you're kind of acting like a jib or a tripod as you're panning side to side or tracking in and out like a dolly. So that's a really great way to get really steady, smooth camera movement. So let's watch that clip back again, and this time I'm going to insert some text cues just to give you a bit of an explanation in terms of what I was doing from a perspective of camera movement, as well as different types of shots and the different types of angles. And I've covered the coverage element of it. So make sure that if you're shooting a scene, don't try and shoot it from one or two different perspectives, but I would say a minimum of 5. And so what you can do is you can utilize your different camera angles to do that. So start off with a wide, then cut to a mid, then a close-up, then start shooting 1 or 2 detail shots. And already, as you've done that, you've already made it far more engaging and it's a much more exciting scene taking place. What you do have to be aware of is that you're going to have to pause and replay the action. So you're going to be doing a bit more direction than what you might be used to. But it really is a skill that's going to influence and improve the quality of your videos greatly. So let's take a look at those clips with those text cues. There you have it, a couple of simple tips that can help you make more engaging videos. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a like and let me know in the comments below what was the most useful piece of information. If you want to see more videos like this, consider subscribing to the channel. I'll catch you guys in the next one.